All right. I was out to lunch with some friends, and we just got news that the Bears are hiring Ben Johnson as their next head coach. This is insane. This is what Bears fans have been wanting. This is what I have been wanting. He was number one on my list, and the Bears are finalizing a deal with Ben Johnson to be their next head coach. Now, Ben Johnson hasn't wasted any time. He just hired, or I guess hired, or he's bringing with him Dennis Allen, the Saints' old head coach, to be the Bears' defensive coordinator. That is fantastic news. He is wasting no time. They just announced that he's head coach, and they just, maybe 5 minutes later, announced that Dennis Allen is coming to Chicago to be the defensive coordinator for Ben Johnson. That is insane news. This is fantastic news. Now, obviously, we have to wait like 9 months for to see the product on the field. Obviously, okay? Everyone thought he was going to the Raiders because of Tom Brady, stuff like that. But in my opinion, right now, what do the Raiders have? Okay, what do the Raiders have? Okay, the Bears, they have Caleb Williams. I know he didn't have the greatest year, but he didn't have an awful year either. All right, Caleb Williams is still a fantastic talent. Okay, they have DJ Moore, they have DeAndre Swift, Roshan Johnson, Cole Kmet, possibly Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze. Obviously, there's probably not as many weapons as the Lions, but as soon as the Lions hired Ben Johnson, they were like top 5 in everything offensive. Okay, so as long as Ben Johnson calls the plays here, I have a lot of confidence that the Bears will find success. Okay, now that the Bears hired Ben Johnson, there's no excuses. No excuses, okay? This offseason, get an offensive line, all right? Get an offensive line and let Ben Johnson do his thing, okay? Maybe get another, pretty much the entire offensive line, because I don't think Tevin Jenkins is coming back, all right? So this is fantastic news. We'll probably be hearing from Ben Johnson in a press conference probably tomorrow, or it's usually not today. It's 2 o'clock my time, so probably not today. So probably sometime tomorrow we will be hearing from Ben Johnson. But this is what Bears fans wanted, okay? He's an offensive guru, just like he's an offensive-minded head coach, just like Matt Nagy, but this is different. It should be different. It should be, okay? I'm not saying it's going to be different because the Bears somehow always fuck it up, but it should be different this time. It should. I'm using my words carefully. It should be different this time. Should be. Okay? Matt Nagy was supposed to be what Ben Johnson is expected to be, but he wasn't, okay? My dad, I called my dad. He actually didn't want Ben Johnson because he wanted someone with experience. And who had experience? Mike McCarthy, Pete Carroll, Dennis Allen, Ron Rivera. Okay, all the people that we interviewed. I don't think we interviewed Dennis Allen, but he wanted like an experienced head coach that can hire the right guys around him and maybe have won before. Pete Carroll won, Mike McCarthy won, Ron Rivera didn't win, but he was an experienced head coach. I don't mind that, but I want to find the next Mike McDaniel. I want to find the next Dan Campbell, the next Kevin O'Connell. Like, none of those guys had experience before this. And obviously Mike McDaniel's is not doing so hot anymore without Tua, but his first and second year were pretty damn good with the Dolphins. I didn't want a Mike McCarthy to go 12-5 or 10-7 and then choke in the playoffs. I didn't want that. Obviously, the Lions just choked, and it may or may not have been Ben Johnson's fault. That's up for debate. Some people are saying it's Ben Johnson's fault. Some people are saying it's Dan Campbell's fault. Some people are saying it's Jared Goff's fault. Who knows? But the Lions did lose, and that resulted in us hiring Ben Johnson this week. And I'm very happy about that. So, unfortunately, the only thing I hate about this is we have to wait until September to see the results that this will have. Obviously, I'm excited. Unfortunately, this news is getting me excited. I really thought the Bears were going to screw it up. This is what Bears fans wanted. This is how you get them hype again for your team. This is looking like the right move, but unfortunately, we can't see the result on the field until September. So I'm trying to temper my excitement because yes, I'm excited, but also the Bears screw this up all the time. So a lot of people were saying, why would Ben Johnson want to come to Chicago? Probably because they threw the bag at him. Probably because they gave him a blank check. And there's a lot of young talent still on this team that you can tap into their potential and win championships with them. Now, I don't know if Ben Johnson is the guy. I obviously none of us can see the future. I'm just telling Bears fans, people watching this, to calm down, okay? It's awesome that we hired him. That's who everyone pretty much wanted. But calm down, okay? I've seen the same song and dance from this team for years and years and years, okay? I understand Ben Johnson is who everyone wanted. But again, temper your expectations, temper your excitement, because I have seen this before, and you have seen this before. This is, in my opinion, the right hire, but it's the Bears, okay? I understand it's Ben Johnson. It's cool. He's supposed to be a nice offensive minded head coach. He's going to be probably calling plays with Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, all the 9 yards. But calm down, okay? I'm just as excited as you are, but it's the Bears, okay? It's the Bears. They can easily screw this up. So calm down. Ben Johnson is the right hire I keep repeating myself, but he's the right hire in my opinion. And he hired Dennis Allen right like 5 minutes after. So that's also very hype for me. Dennis Allen as the defensive coordinator, that is actually genius. I would have never thought that, but I don't mind it at all. Actually, I love that move. Dennis Allen as the defensive coordinator. One, he has head coaching experience. He might be able to make the transition to offensive coordinator to head coach for Ben Johnson maybe a little bit smoother because he knows what being a head coach is, and he can tell Ben Johnson about his experience, make it go a little smoother for Ben Johnson. I actually really like that. Now, who's going to be our offensive coordinator? In my opinion, it doesn't matter because we hired Ben Johnson. He's probably going to be the play caller anyway. So that is absolutely insane. And they actually may not have screwed it up. I thought they were going to screw it up and hire Mike McCarthy. Now, like I said in my last video, I wouldn't hate it because he does have experience, but I wouldn't love it. Like Ben Johnson, I love it. I think this is the right guy, the right hire, and he's already bringing in people with experience, even head coaching experience, to be our defensive coordinator. So Dennis Allen, the former Saints head coach, he has experience being a defensive coordinator. He also has experience being a head coach. That is fantastic. That's what people wanted. I love this hire. I hope they get it right. I hope Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams just work together. I know that Caleb Williams went on that podcast with Amon-Ra St. Brown and then Equinemius St. Brown that was on our team for a couple of years ago. And he said that he would love Ben Johnson. He also got a prank call a couple of days ago. I think it was actually probably a week and a half ago. He got a prank call from Lions fans, pretty much, impostoring or I guess acting like Ben Johnson, and he fell for the prank and pretty much said, hey, we're excited to work with you. So this time it's real. This time it is real. Ben Johnson is going to be the next head coach for the Chicago Bears, and I'm excited, but I'm also I'm tame. I'm optimistic, but I'm trying to not get too excited. Okay, I mean, I'm excited right now, but also there's a whole off season till the next season. So the only thing I don't like about hiring coaches right after the season is you have to wait pretty much a whole year until you can see the result on the field. So everyone calm down. It's still the Bears. They can easily screw this up. So I'm optimistic, but I'm trying to also see the negatives in this too, which there's not a lot. There's not a lot of negatives. And I don't like being negative, but it's the Bears. Let me repeat. Let me repeat. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. So, as long as George McCaskey and Kevin Warren stay the hell out of this and let Ben Johnson do his thing, let Ben Johnson bring in the people that he wants, not a an Alan Williams type defensive coordinator like Matt Eberflus did, who allegedly did inappropriate stuff inside Hallis Hall. Luke Getsy and Shane Waldron. Let Ben Johnson bring in who he wants, like Dennis Allen, which I really like, and go from there. Let him do his thing. Let him control the Bears until his time is up here. Let him do his thing. Let him experiment. I want to start competing soon. All right? Ryan Poles, your time is almost up. I know you probably hired the right guy here. Your time is almost up. You have been trying to rebuild for 3, almost 4 years now, and we're still regressing, okay? This may change it and may save your job, but if we continue to regress and regress and regress and not compete for even playoff contention, you're gone, buddy. So this is looking like the right hire. Again, why didn't they do Hard Knocks this offseason instead of last offseason? I don't know why. This would have made it so much more hype. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Ben Johnson is our new head coach. That's what everyone has been wanting. Are you excited? Are you mad that it's not someone else? Let me know. Have a good day. Bear down.